Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the day street. Well, we're off the high point of the day, but we're still holding up 265 points higher as far as the Nifty is concerned. 24,172 is where you see the Nifty trading at, but there has been swift sell-off right in the last few minutes as well. But all the sectors still continue to remain in the limelight. On the positive side, PSU banks are the ones that are rallying sharply, now over 4.3% higher in trade towards the last half an hour of trade. You also have the oil and gas segment that's up by 2.6%, the realty space that's up by 2%. All the sectors, including even the broader markets, the mid and the small caps, are actually doing very well at this point in time. The top 5 movers on the Nifty include stocks like ONGC, L&T, BEL, State Bank of India and BPCL. Especially in the PSE index, there's a whole host of action turning out to be positive for the oil and gas stocks, especially the OMCs or the oil marketing companies. Stocks like BPCL and HPCL are seeing a sharp run up in trade. You also have the F&O space where there's a lot of action happening on a capital goods major segment like Siemens or a Cummins India or a Hindustan Copper. These are the stocks that are rallying in trade. We'll also focus on the Adani Group stocks. Remember, most of these stocks rebounded in trade after the last week of sharp, downtick that we had seen on the basis of US indictment of Gautam Adani and several other officials. But some of the stocks actually rallied up to 7-8% odd or so in trade today, and most of them are still holding on to their gains as far as the moves are concerned on some of these Adani Group stocks. But let's welcome our guest on board. We have with us Mr. Brijesh Singh, the Senior Technical Analyst at StockAccess, to help us understand what does he make of the kind of market move we are seeing today. Good afternoon, Brijesh ji, and thank you so much for coming out. I think the million-dollar question is that while we are celebrating the bounce right now, what next? Is it going to sustain or not? Your sense, sir.
So good afternoon. See, sustaining part, whether it's sustain or not, that is as you said, it's a million-dollar question. But right now, we should enjoy the pullback. That is that has got stuck, and the results of Q2 were not up to the mark. This is a time to exit that I would be suggesting. Suppose someone wants to play long as a gain, there is a gap up opening, and that gap up opening has been converted into a runaway gap into a continuous formation. They can look out to be on the long side. Now, looking out the chart point of view, if I say Nifty, now the Nifty previous highs were 24,500, 24,500 band. Now, if we look out that way, another say 300 to 400 points of rally has been there, and if we are able to surpass that level, then we can see Nifty again touching a level of 24,700 to 24,800. Next on the down, 24,000 mark, that should be then another support for the Nifty. Still, as we are near the day end of the close, still trading towards the day high. That is one of the nice formation for the market has been considered. I feel tomorrow we can see Nifty consolidating. I don't feel that 23,900 should be broken, and on the higher side 23,350 or 24,350 to 24,400 band should be in this range of Nifty, because after a couple of days a Nifty monthly expiry has been there. Regarding with the Bank Nifty has been considered, always Bank Nifty has been outperforming, and as in your speech on here when you started the show, you mentioned that we are seeing Bank Nifty trading above 52,000 psychological mark. Now, immediate resistance wise, 52,500, 52,000 resistance. Then the next level to watch would be 50. Regarding the downside, support has been considered. Immediate support lies at 51,800 to 51,700. If we are breaking that, then 51,500 will be coming in the way. So right now, I only say with the sentence, let's play with the trend. The trend is in the upside with the strict stop loss.
Okay, got that. So that's the view on the markets right now. Let's again focus on the Adani Group stocks. There is some kind of a sell-off happening, and that's also because just now the news is coming in that Total Energies SE company has said in a statement that it will not make any contribution as part of its investments into the Adani group of companies amid the US federal indictment. And I quote, until such time when the accusations against the Adani Group individuals and their consequences have been clarified, Total Energies will not make any new financial contribution as part of its investments in the Adani Group of companies, unquote. So that's the statement that's coming in, and you can clearly see that there is a sharp sell-off happening on Adani Green, especially 8.5% lower is what you see this stock now trading at. And let's also look at Adani Energy Solutions. That's the other one that is seeing a sharp downfall now, about 3.5% lower in trade. It's been a one-way downtick after that opening in a buoyant zone for Adani Energy. Remember that Total Energies has acquired 50% of stake in the 3 JVs operating renewable energy assets, that is Adani Green Energy 23 in 2020, ARE. The company rejects corruption in any form, and that probably is the reason for this sharp sell-off right here. Brijesh ji, I'll just understand a wide understanding that you have really done of the Adani group of companies after last week's of US indictment. Now the process will follow. We'll just keep on getting all these developments that are taking place. First it was Kenya, and now it is Total Energies that is wanting to distance themselves from the company, and further they are stopping any new investments. Of course, this does not sound to be a good news for the company, and you know, the company has consistently been having to prove itself and on corporate governance for the last 2 or 3 years. First it was Hindenburg, and now it is the US indictment on the bribery charges. What does all of this really mean for an average retail investor, sir?
The high beta count, whenever the news comes, we see a sell-off in a downside. And you know, 10%, 20% is a normal way of an Adani stocks wide swing from down to up or up to down is being considered. Now, if we look out the Adani stocks, like Adani Total Gas has been considered, it's trading near the flat to negative, but still overall trend has been negative. Why? A daily chart as well as the hourly chart, both the chart, if we look out, in most of the Adani stock, whether that be Adani Port, Adani Enterprise, Adani Green, or Adani Total Gas is being considered, they are trading below the previous swing low, followed by the important moving average, that is 50-day simple moving average or the 200-day simple moving average. That indicates that the trend right now it has been negative, and the previous swing lows which has been broken, that has been broken with a huge volume. Now, if I look out like Adani Total Gas has been considered, previous swing low is somewhere around 545, that is the 52-week low. Now 600 mark. So if I say that Adani Total doesn't trade about this of 670, any right should be used to go for a short, and I feel that again it would be retesting 545. If I look at the Adani put with the gap, the trend is still been negative. 1210 to 1230 band is a tough resistance to cross. I feel that again it might be retesting 1050 around zone. Adani Green has been considered in 1986 around. It's been trading at today's session. We have seen stock making a new 52-week low. Till the stock doesn't trade above 1200 mark, the trend of Adani Green negative. Better to be stay away. Suppose someone has bought it, then I would be saying use rise to exit. Trend is still not been clear. Let the trend be clear, and if it is the stock has been trading on the higher price, also nothing wrong. At least if the trend is clear, you can buy with the stop loss has been considered.
Okay, let me just read out the detailed statement for our viewers to really understand what Total Energies has said. Remember, Total Energies is a global integrated energy company that produces and markets energies like oil and biofuels, even natural gas, green gases, renewables, and even electricity as well. In January of 2021, Total Energies acquired a minority interest in the listed company, that's Adani Green Energy Limited, AGEL, of which now it owns about 19.75%. As part of its strategy to enhance its development in renewable energies in India through direct access to portfolio of assets, Total Energies has also acquired 50% of the stake in 3 joint operating ventures of renewable assets, AGEL 23 in 2020, AREL 9 in 2023, and AREL 64 in 2024. So those are the concerns because of the existing investors who have put in their money and who want to protect their investors' interest rights there. Total Energies recalls that its investment in Adani entities were undertaken in full compliance with applicable laws and with Total Energies' own integral governance processes pursuant to due diligence and representations made by the sellers. In particular, Total Energies, they are saying, was not made aware of the existence of an investigation into the alleged corruption scheme as well. So there is a clear distancing that some of the investors of the erstwhile past in these Adani Group companies are now indicating right there. Therefore, they have clearly talked about no further. Nothing has been so far said of what happens of their existing investments thus far, and we will have to continue to see how this also shapes going forward from here. But we'll keep one eye on the Adani Group stocks. Some of them have actually reacted on a knee-jerk fashion on these fresh statements that are coming about. But let's focus back onto the markets. Brijesh ji, in this bounce, where are you keeping a keen eye out on? कौन सा sector पसंद आ रहा है? Which are the stocks that are coming afresh onto your radar?
So if I talk about the stocks which are looking promising right now, some of the chemical stocks are looking good. Pharma stocks are looking good. Lawrence, some stock of rating company has been considered that is looking good. So I'll start with 2-3 stocks which are looking good on the chart front has been considered. Like Sumitomo Chemical, we have seen stock making a recent swing low of 500 and from there it has seen a bounce back. Now it's trading at 5. So one can play long and buying at the present rate or dip towards 5 around, keeping a stop loss of 537 or 540, and then play for the target of 582 to 585 followed by 595. Then there is a one of the capital goods company engineering that is looking nice on the chart right now at 1729 around. It's been trading. So present rate or dip towards 1710 can be used for a long position in it with a stop loss of 1630, and then play for the target of 1870 to 90 zone. As we have mentioned, the oil and gas also where the buying has been seen. So in that, obviously Hindustan Petrol looks good on the chart. 376 around it's been trading. So I feel that 372 around, if it trades, then one can take a long position in with the stop loss of 362 and then play for the target of 390 395. So
Space, Brijesh ji. What do you make of this fresh, strong move that has come in? Does it make you look at some of these PSU banks attractively even at the current levels? Maybe you can talk about SBI and Bank of Baroda, but even beyond these top 1 or 2 or 3 top rank stocks within the PSU banks, is anything else also looking promising to you?
So as you have said, obviously when we talk about the PFC Bank, then the SBI, Bank of Baroda comes in a play.
Yes.
But I feel like there are few more where the buying has been seen. So I'll talk of them rather than
Yes.
SBI and Bank of Baroda. So see Central Bank. Now if you look at the Central Bank chart, the swing low of 50 around it had made, and with huge volume it has moved up. Now it has been trading at 57 zone. So present rate can be used to take a long position in it with the stop loss of 54. And I feel that 61, 62 around zone is a level where the supply can be seen. And if we are able to surpass this level of 61 or 62, then next level to play would be 66. Whereas the Indian Bank has been considered 564 around, it's been trading. Not at the present rate one can look out to buy, still the trend has been positive, but as the risk reward ratio has been considered, if it trade around 557 around, then one can take a long position in it with the strict stop loss of 540 and then play for the target of 590 to 600 rupees, and if any closing of 600, then it can jump up to the level of 625 in short term has been considered.
Okay, got it. Let's now start off by understanding what is really happening in the F&O space. How are you looking at these stocks like Siemens and Cummins, the strong move that has come in here? Should anyone chase the momentum in any of these stocks?
The capital good, definitely the buying has been seen, and as you have mentioned, HDFC Bank sector, followed by the oil and gas and the capital goods. Now, if I talk about the Siemens first of all, and if I compare with Cummins, number one, Siemens chart is much more promising in a shorter term time frame. Number one, the volume breakout followed by the clusters of moving average. The stock is trading above that. 7,345 round has been trading. The present rate can be used to take a long position, or any dips to a 7,300, one can take a long position in. Regarding with the stop loss, it has been considered, one can give a stop loss of 7,100. And on the higher side target, if I say about where the supply can be seen, 7,840, that is the first level where the target, where that one can give this thing as a target, or if we are able to surpass this thing, then the next level would be 8,100. Regarding whether Cummins has been considered, no doubt the stock had made a double bottom formation somewhere around 3,300 to 3,270 zone. The only one factor which is giving me a backward look again the chart is the 200 simple moving average. So in a shorter term time frame, the stock has a resistance at the level of 3,580. So I feel that let it be crossed 3,580. If this thing has been crossed, then one can take a long position in it, keeping a stop loss of 3,400, and then play for the target of 3,900 to 3,950 zone. So that is a conditional buy for Cummins has been conditional, whereas a Siemens right now also one can take a long position.
Okay. You know what else has bounced back within the F&O space? It's Vodafone, about 6% higher at around 7.1 levels right now. So keep an eye out on Vodafone India as well, at this point in Vodafone Idea as well at this point in time. Let's also look at some other pockets right there. Brijesh ji, from the mid and the small caps, the good part is that the gap up is sustaining there. How are you looking at these two spaces?
Excuse me, what you said? Which are the stocks or sector?
Between the mid and the small caps, is there any particular stock or sector that you are looking at right now? The gap up has sustained for today. Does it indicate some move?
Yeah, so as I have been saying, today is a gap up opening, so I would not be going immediately and rushing and buying any stock or a sector is being considered. I'll wait for one more day or a couple of days. Let it settle down. Most of the time we have seen this, they are touching the resistance zone, and after that they are fizzle it out and then again it comes. So don't be in a hurry. Let that 1 or 2 days it be settled down. And as I have again said, suppose if I am wrong and the stock or the index have moved up, that the convert into runaway gap on the higher side. So if it is also in the higher side, nothing wrong, that indicates that the trend has been positive in the stock. And at the higher level, one can look out to buy with the stop loss and the target has been considered.
Okay, got it. Let's look at some of the broader market movers at this point in time. Tips Films is at a 20% circuit, viewers. We'll continue to look at some other such strong moves in trade. You have LG Equipments, that's 18.8%, Poly Medicure, that's up 18.8% as well. You have stocks like Gillette India, that's up almost 14%. Triveni Turbine is up 13.5% in trade today. Then you have stocks like IFCI, Hester Biosciences up 11% each. You have Azad Engineering, that's 10% higher. Then you have MTNL after a long haul, that's also about 10% higher in trade. We talked about Vodafone, and now MTNL is also pulling up in trade. Shivam Autotech is another one from the auto ancillary space that's actually moving up as well. Some of the stocks within the broader markets that I wanted to point out that are moving with strong gains. Within the Nifty Next 50, you also have Zomato that's holding up its drop gains, 3% higher, 272, although it went up to 278 odd levels right there in the morning. Geo Financial Services is up by 3 odd percent. Railway counters, all of them are buzzing. You have Interglobe Aviation that's also up by about 2.5% odd. Several counters that are buzzing within the broader markets. Let's discuss these two topics. And railways, the bounce has come in for some of them today. Does anything look interesting, can be added to, or is this again a space which could continue to be volatile and therefore you will not want to be in it?
So before that, I'll just say the few stocks which you have named, Poly
Yeah.
Medicure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poly Medicure, Triveni Turbine, MTNL, So I'll just stick to one of the stocks, Triveni Turbine. The
Okay.
stock is looking promising. It has made a base formation at 633. From there, it has significantly moved up. Now, the move with the volume, it indicates that it can further move on the higher side. 783 around the zone. The stock has been trading. Immediate support lies at 756, and the deeper support has been considered at 725 is another support level. Higher side resistance lies at 840, and above that 895 level. So one can keep eye for a short term has been considered. Prevent it broken, and 840 on the higher side one can look out. Regarding with the railway stocks, I'll still try to avoid it. I would not be suggesting, but Mazdog is another stocks which look promising. No doubt whether the BEML is also considered in a space defense has been, if I say 3,936 around it's been trading. I feel that a level of 3,800 should not be broken, and whereas 4,140, 4,150 is a level where the stocks can be touched in a couple of days. Mazdog stock, as I was been saying, the stock had made the high lows formation in the shorter term time frame of the chart. 4,177 around, it's been trading presented or dipped towards the level of 4,100. One can take a long position in it. Regarding as a stop loss has been considered 3,950, one can keep that thing as a stop loss. And whereas on the higher side resistance is been considered, then I'll say that 4,400 followed by 4,560 is another level. So I feel that these two stocks can move up in coming days has been considered.
Okay, got it. So that's as well as the defense space stocks are concerned, and some of those railway stocks as well. 326. Last few minutes before we shut shop for the day, we are back pulling up again. 24,250 now seems to be with us on the Nifty, and we hope it closes above that now. But Brijesh ji, any one or two BTST or STBT ideas for tomorrow? What would you suggest?
So, as a trend is being considered, then definitely one can take a call in the BTST is being considered. Then Poly Medicure, one can keep eye on it. 3,073 around the stock is been trading, and if 2,980 doesn't breaks, then I feel that 3,300 is a level on the higher side. One can keep. Then 748 around, it's been trading, keeping a strict stop loss of 635. One can play for a long side for the target of 670 or 675 has been considered.
Okay, got it. There is some news flow coming in on KEC International. It's one orders worth about 1,114 odd crore rupees. The stock is up 5% on KEC International. That's the one that's moving up pretty sharply in trade today. Let's also look at HDFC Bank yet again. The heavyweight counter, it's at record high levels. So HDFC Bank is moving up pretty sharply in trade. It's near those all-time high levels. It slipped after that, hitting that all-time high level as well. Record high levels for HDFC Bank. 1791 is the current level for this one. That's where strong momentum is coming in. Let's also look at a Torrent Power, for instance. An 8.8% surge is what you can spot on this one. Again, a very strong surge coming in on Torrent Power towards the end of the session as well. Then several of such stocks are actually doing very well at this point in time. Your own sense, Brijesh ji, first on HDFC Bank, how would you look at this one at record highs after a long haul?
So, see, whenever such stocks move up significantly and when they are trading with the 50-week high, or so that indicates the trend has been positive. Now, 1,785 around is been trading. I feel that for very short term, it's been considered 750 is a level to watch for a short term, and another level to watch on downside is 1725. Whereas on the higher side, it's been considered 1840 is a level, followed by 1921.
Right, absolutely. Let's again look at some of the other pockets that are actually buzzing in trade as well. Just about 1 minute to go. So we will thank you, Brijesh, on that note, and we'll start wrapping up the market now. 351. That's the kind of surge that you've seen on the Nifty right now. 24,254 on this front. Very, very strong surge. Of course, there was a lot of choppiness, but we are now again trying to inch up higher in the last 1 minute order. So all the sectors end in the positive today. Strong moves being seen by PSU banks, by oil and gas, by the realty stocks as well, and infra stocks, even small caps up by over 2%. Mid cap index also up nearly 1.6% higher in trade. So broad based rallies what you've seen unfold. India VIX is down 5% at 15.2, and therefore you actually see this strong move across the space. Today the top movers are ONGC 5.2% higher, BEL 4.5% up, L&T, BPCL and Shriram Finance as the top movers on the Nifty. Are there any stocks which are down? Yes, there are quite a few. JSW Steel down 2.3%. Remember, this is lower because it's going to be replaced by Zomato. In Sensex, Infosys down 0.5%, Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech. So some of those IT stocks have taken a backseat today. It's the turn of banking stocks that have performed. Even Bajaj Auto and Maruti are slightly lower in trade. F&O top movers are Siemens, Vodafone Idea, Cummins India, and also stocks like Syngene International and Hindustan Copper. Whereas on the downside, on the F&O space, you have Canfin Homes, Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, Nalco, Alchem Laboratories. These are the ones that have not performed. On the PSU space, ONGC, like we pointed out, BEL, HPCL, HAL also 4.3% higher at 4288. Then you can also look at NHPC, GAIL, BHEL. These are the kind of stocks that are actually buzzing in trade. Within the top movers in the broader universe of Nifty 500, there you see Tips Films at a 20% circuit. You also have stocks like Polymedicure up 17%. Then you have stocks like J Corp, Vimta Labs, Triveni Turbine, Imami Limited also moving up sharply in trade, Gillette India, IFCI, Azad Engineering, Shivam Autotech and MTNL also among the stocks that are on the strong move right there. But definitely a good start to the week is what we have seen on the Nifty 24,250, 24,221. Is where we have shut shop at as far as the Nifty is concerned. The Nifty Bank ends above 52,207, over a 1,072 point of gain, 2% higher. So Nifty Bank has definitely outperformed the benchmark indices. Oil and gas definitely has been in thick focus. PSU banks have been in thick focus as well. And going forward, we now need to see how the markets will pan out for the rest of the week as well. Of course, some of the election good news favoring the market sentiment. The positive global cues also shaping up the trend right here. Will this sustain is something which we will continue to monitor and help you understand in terms of the market strategies with top market experts also guiding you through on Business Today television. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Even beyond the stock market hours, there's a lot more that you can track. So stay with us and continue to monitor all the market moves and the developments in the business world with us on Business Today television. How would you look at Zomato right now? 6% higher, nearly 280 is back on Zomato. What should investors do here, Vineet?
There's new developments that have happened. The new district app is opened up. There are a lot of events taking place